So hi everyone, and welcome to the last session on the Bosnia Agile. My name is Pavlović, and I work currently as a product owner, but for the last couple of years I mostly did like gigs with the software development teams, helping them acquire agile software development and project management techniques. So, and my background, I'm coming from software development. I've been a developer for 15 years, and in the last 2 or 3 years I'm quietly leaving that part of my life behind, and I'm moving into product development roles. And maybe I'll move a little bit further on, later on, we will see that. So the topic that I definitely want to thank to all the sponsors of this event. I'm also helping organize community events in Serbia, and I know how hard it is to organize an event, to feed people, to organize a hall, to bring all the speakers and everything else. So please take care about each and every every logo that you see here. So we will talk about a very important thing today, now, about Munchmellows. And the Munchmellow is actually just a metaphor for a test, for the final test that each and everything that we do have to pass in one moment in time. So, but before we went to the Munchmellows and some macaronis and other stuff, I just want to make a short introduction. It's not introduction, it's not even my view, but a view on Agile. When I was talking about Agile, I saw that people have a difficulty finding out what Agile really is. So for the purpose of this topic, I'll tell you just a very short about my view on what is Agile and what is not. And I think you will need this on the one little exercise that we will do. So, what makes some process an agile and what makes it not agile? I think it's not ordered by importance. I think all those aspects are very important in one way or another. So basically the first thing that we need to have is an environment where it's safe to fail. If it's not safe to fail, it's not safe to tell, it's not safe to give a feedback. It's not safe to try different things and different approaches and find other, better ways to do stuff. The other important thing is and we definitely have to fail fast. For example, if you're writing a software, you need unit tests, you need acceptance tests. These tests have to be automated. And if you have a set of automated tests, you'll get very quick feedback. If you make an exception, if you make an error in your code, if you have a good suite of tests, you will immediately get the feedback that something is wrong, and if you have a good set of tests, you will know exactly what is wrong, so you can correct error very quickly. So we want to fail fast. The second important thing is to gather a feedback. So a failed test is a feedback. A retrospective meeting on the end of every sprint or iteration, or you can call it however you want, is feedback. Showing a code, software that works to your clients and users, is a request for feedback. And the good agile teams are those who can force, not force in the real, like you have to do it, but who are making it easy for others to give a feedback, and the teams who can accommodate, who can learn from that feedback and incorporate things that are learned into their own process, into their everyday's work. So without the feedback, we can't have a third important part, and it's inspect and adapt. Nothing stays forever. And that's one of the properties of the good agile teams. If you have a same practice in place for the year, you're doing it wrong. I mean, maybe some things are good, but if you're writing tests in the same way for 12 months, you're doing it wrong. If you're not trying to change duration of your sprints at least once, you're doing it wrong. You have to inspect, I mean, you have to gather feedback, inspect what are you doing, how are you doing, and apply that knowledge immediately. When it comes to work, if we want to work in the agile team, we have to make sure that there is no unnecessary work. So I must admit, I am lazy, and I like not to work. And when I see that I don't have to do something and still achieve my goal, that makes me happy. And I think that's one of the things that really helped me adopt Agile and help others also adopt Agile techniques. So when we take a look at our process of work, we want to identify something that doesn't add value. And you probably heard about it a lot of times, so I don't want to spend a lot of time on that. But the good team is a lean team. It means that it doesn't have a lot of additional weight to carry through the work process. So what we want to do is to remove any unnecessary work. And the fifth thing that is also very important is to keep, it's not only to keep focused, but to limit work in progress. What it means? It means that if you're leading a software development team, if you see that you have a software developer who is currently working on two things, what do you think? What is it? If someone is working on two things concurrently.
We don't have enough employees.
No. Sorry?
Not efficient enough.
Yeah, it reduces efficiency, definitely. But
he's context switching.
yes, he's doing a context switching. And when you have a context switching, you definitely doesn't work efficient enough. But it's important to remember one thing. When you have such things that happens in your team, it's impediment. It's a task for the team lead or to Scrum Master or to anyone. And what he has to do together with his team to find the root cause of that impediment. So if we have a constant occurrence of that thing that someone is doing a couple of things in the same time, that he's juggling with, 50 balls at the same time, we have to find the root cause and remove it. In that way, we're also removing waste and helping the team be more efficient. So I didn't go into details of those 5 things for purpose. I just want you to remember those 5 things and find your own ways and in your own teams how to implement those things. So I just gave you a couple of examples. But what I would really like for you to take away from this session are those 5 things. So fail fast, succeed faster. Gather feedback on all levels. I mean, get feedback from the compiler, get feedback from your testers, get feedback from your peers, get feedback from your customers. So get feedback on all levels and incorporate that feedback into your everyday work process. And put some energy into changing your own organization. Remove any waste. It sounds so easy. And limit work in progress. So I don't want to talk a lot about it. I want you to try it. So we have a challenge here, and it's called Munchmellow Challenge. I'm not the one who invented it. Later on, there is a picture of 2 guys who invented and promoted this challenge. So each team, and the team will consist of 4 to 5 people, will get exactly 20 raw spaghettis, 1 meter of rope, of very thin rope, 1 meter of tape, and 1 Munchmellow. And what you have to do with it, you will have exactly 18 minutes to create the tallest freestanding structure, which means that those spaghetti have to pass an acceptance test. They have to stay on the table, and we will measure the height of the freestanding structure. And then we will see how do you employ those 5 principles, 5 things about Agile in a short challenge. So, the rules. Each team will get those spaghettis, tape, rope, and scissors. And you can't use scissors, as a part of the structure. It's just a tool. So you will have to create some kind of structures like these ones. So you will have 18 minutes. There is an acceptance test, so we want a feedback. We want to make sure that your structure is stable enough. So as acceptance test, that freestanding structure made of macaronis have to sustain a weight of 1 Munchmellow on the top. If it falls, the acceptance test has failed and you're disqualified. So you can break spaghettis, of course, or it's spaghetti, it's not macaroni, I'm always mixing those things. You can, of course, cut tape, cut rope, and okay, you don't have bag, but you have those envelopes, you can't use it as a part of the structure. So let me see. I have to mix you up because, okay, you can sit here. Vi pređite ovdje. Samo jedno od vas dve. Vi pređite ovdje za ovaj stol u sredinu. Vi pređite ovdje. Vi pređite tu. Vi pređite skroz tamo. Vi pređite tu. Vi ostanite tu. We'll talk about the insensitives and win later on. Now it's important to have fun and to think about fail fast, acceptance testing, incorporate feedback, and remove waste from the process. I'll give you the materials.
So, we cannot use this.
Nema da bude baš u... Opa, pa ste sam se zalepi. Možete dobar je to. Samo da pridrži, molim te. Sad. Snažite se sve kako ćete.
Dobro.
6 mislim ovako, ja.
Možeš samo molim te da...
Može.
Možeš ti sve staviti ovdje oko sletke.
Slobodno još malo.
Ovdje. Još malo. Okay, I'm starting the timer, so we have 18 minutes. Now.
Prvo da vidimo šta ćemo raditi, ako svi krenemo nešto da radimo. Samo da pitam nešto, jel sve moramo upotrebiti sve ove špagete ili...
Ne.
Fazno da bude što veći ili da zadovolji?
Što veći da stoji, kako se zove, da stoji Munchmellow. So, you have to make the tallest sustained Munchmellow on the top.
Ćemo ga uvisimo da ide. Ja sam imač.
Stojiš tri, a sam stojiš poslije.
Ja mislim da će biti najveći. Samo s druge strane okreći.
Stavimo na krst.
Ne,
Ne, ako stavimo, to se kaže četvrtisto, stavimo ovako, Marshmallow može stoji ovdje. Pa ja,
šta?
što mora da ide? Hajde stavi ti tako. I tako još ti. I onda ovo zgostavljeno.
Ne, ali samo jedan krok, ovo je da se zaslavi.
Ljulja će se ovo previše.
A moramo sirup.
There's no winner.
Koliki su drugi?
What if we just break them, okay, and then the small pieces we connect with the tape, so we have the the flat base which we can put on the top, and then on the flat base we put
Just make flat base and then just first put this, then tape.
Just to make sure that it doesn't slide.
I believe we need tape at this position to hold this.
Yeah, to hold, so yeah.
But I think it will actually work now.
Okay,
If you
let's
put
try.
it. Oh, see.
It's moving, okay. I'll hold it.
hold it. Okay.
Okay, so now we need to put it up.
So it's the highest tower yet.
Okay, could
First
we just
Okay, so this is success, it's not fail.
okay the first phase. Let's try second phase. Maybe we could put here.
Okay. So give us the tape.
Jer sam vam ja tumačio. Intervju dao za kameru.
Mogu krenuti na drugu stranu pojeti, ha? Što ja držim, ne mogu dole, da se ne pati.
A tu moraš to odmah sad praviti. Hajde prvo napravimo konstrukciju. Pa to
Da,
ako
po
nam
dva.
ostane.
Hajde po dva ova samo da zamotamo. Ali imamo tu.
Ima nekog sorti.
Jer čvršća od dva odjednom da stoji.
Onda ovaj kolaps za gore. Ajde se te zapimo ovdje. Ne treba nešto mnogo. Mislim da je došlo. Evo sam začuzeti. Kreni samo gdje na češenci.
Treba i dole isto. Ljulja, to će
What did you break? Yes. Okay, tape. Give us the tape. It's okay. It's okay. Just give us the tape.
Yep. That's not enough. We need more. That's not enough.
Okay, we can fix it on the next level.
Higher. It's not strong enough.
No, we need the like this one.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Cut. Is it enough?
Yeah. Okay, but I think it's not strong enough.
Should we test it again?
And break it again.
Then in front of customers.
Okay.
Okay, it's okay.
It might be that we should have something to support that one. Either we can support it from the side, or we support it from the top.
Could we just break it and tape it this way? In here. Like this, like this, like this. Just like this. And take tape and
Okay,
okay.
it's not enough.
We need more tape. Should we make it shorter? Shorter or?
This.
Oh.
Six minutes of the time is left.
Okay. Like this.
Yeah, but I think that if the channel has the same size, it's much better. Što je ovako bre? Pošto nam se nakrivilo na ovu stranu. Daj.
Ne može da stumi na špagetama i tačka, moraš koristiti štapiće za kinesku nešto. Šta? Ja ne znam šta se vrata. Ajde sam da
Sada imam problema dole, ne može. Malo ga dole ono podeblja. Ajde. Si već sam podastio prije vremena. Možeš i ovaj staviti, čekaj.
Da, probam.
How about 2 small shape pieces?
Okay, now we're gonna...
Don't give us so much time, please. Don't give us so much time. Give me one. Should we?
Hey,
I need another one down here.
Okay, just may you make some few here. I would like to fix this.
Okay, wait. Here.
May you
I'm ready.
You sure?
few shorter.
Okay.
That one is for
Like
the top that you're
And
doing.
I will.
Okay, hold on.
So that one is free now.
May you just wait? Wait this fixed.
Don't make it too wide.
Okay.
Okay.
Just fix
Fix
the leg
it here.
like this.
Okay.
Ajde probamo samo da ga smirim, ne?
A nisi tamo uspio, gledaj.
Koji sam ja?
Da, pa nema šanse.
Umeđu vremenu možda ne slikaš. Jel možeš da ne slikaš?
Još ga dobro nećemo slikati.
Ne, ali bitno je našem telefonu.
Ajde, slikat ćemo. Ajde. Ja mislim da su dvije slike. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, done! Okay, so that's it. Great. So, all 4 teams have succeeded. Great. So take some time to take a picture with your structure, and so let's see what we have learned. Usually, because you have only 18 minutes, the process of work looks like this. In first couple of minutes, there is like an orientation, what we want to do, what we have to do. Ja završavam za 5 minuta otprilike, max. 3, dobro. Okay, so we're running out of time. So usually the team works in this fashion. Woohoo! Just a little bit of attention. So first there is orientation, then we are making some plan, then we are spending a lot of time building things, and then there is ta-da moment where you have to put a Munchmellow on the top and see if it works or not. But usually, I mean, it was not the case right now. Usually there is not a ta-da, but do moment when the whole structure collapses. So why that happens? So there are some groups of people who are constantly performs poorly on this kind of workshops. And these are usually like the business school graduates, because they are learned to think in one way, make a big, good plan and execute on that plan. And there is no inspect and adapt moments, there is no constant feedback in the process, so usually do moments come at the end. And all waterfall projects usually ends like that. So, and there is some other group of people who are constantly perform excellent on these exercises. And these are kindergarten graduates. Usually the children are those who are making, and children and engineers and architects are those who are making the tallest structures. Because, I mean, why? Because they have, I mean, they're doing it in agile way. What they're doing is they're building components and they're testing it all the time. And children are doing it. Engineers are doing it. Architects are doing it. Business people, managers who are taught to work according to the plan, to build a big plan ahead and execute on it, doesn't perform well on projects. That's an important lesson. And it's something that can be changed. So second important thing is that if you have, I didn't have the time to ask you about your background, but if you have a team who has people from the different professional backgrounds, that team usually performs better. That's also an example why multifunctional teams executes better than the, like, you know, the barrel teams that have experts in only one field. One of the things that we didn't have the time to try is to talk about incentives. So, for example, if you have some group of people, this is the average result. If you have 10 teams, some teams will completely fail, some will build a very small structures, and some others will build the tall ones. But if you provide them some kind of incentive, like all of you will get an excellent cevapi, you know, from Bosnia Agile, you will get a completely different results. If you have a high stakes, and for example, this is a high stake, will I have a time, will I deserve to go and have my 10 in somun with onion or not? Usually, usually, because there is a high pressure on the teams, the result is this: no one builds a standing structure. Because everyone is talking about, thinking about incentive, and there is a pressure on the team to deliver something. And for example, if you provide incentive, 4 months later, you will have something like informed attempt. If you do the same thing on the same group of people, they will be able to build a very tall structures, because they will know how to do it, they will have some experience, and they will have incentive. So one of the lessons is that if you have incentives and low skills in the team, the result will not be there. If you have incentives plus excellent skills, you will have a successful team. So it's not enough to put everything in the education or to put everything in incentives. You have to balance to have a successful team. So just to wrap up, I don't know, how much time do we have? None. No, okay. Okay, so just...
You're happy to continue, but you
yeah.
will be entering the drawing.
Yeah, so I'll be, yeah, I'm finishing in a second. So just think about how do you perform this exercise as a team, and think about these 5 principles. Did you did you try to fail fast? Did you try to build some mock-ups and run acceptance tests and then build on top of it or not? Did you change your process of work? And did you, yeah, these are the most important things. So please remove waste. So put everything in those envelopes so we can leave everything in time.
Thank you, Ivan. This is for you.
Okay.
So, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I hope you had a good time and